Hi folks, and welcome back to Travels with Paddles. My name's James,
And Hannah?
and today we are in Norfolk at Neatishead Staithe to paddle on the Norfolk Broads. Here's a map of the route, and total distance was 10.7 miles. So first of all, apologies to Norfolk. I've done a bit of research on the internet, and apparently it's pronounced Neatishead Staithe. We're launching here at the end of the Staithe, and it is a bit of a drop, but thankfully there's a ladder which you can use to help you get down into your boat. This is the first time that Hannah and I have paddled on the Norfolk Broads, a system of rivers and lakes just east of Norwich. Most of the Norfolk Broads is covered by your British Canoeing Waterways licence, and I would really recommend giving this beautiful area a visit. You can probably tell from the map that we're doing a bit of a funny shaped paddle today. First we're paddling into Barton Broad, then we're paddling a few miles down the River Ant, and then a few miles up the River Ant, before returning to Neatishead Staithe. The reason for this is windmills, or rather more accurately, wind pumps. Here we're paddling across Barton Broad from the west down to the southeast. It's easy not to get lost, just follow the line of marker buoys. You then enter the River Ant. There are some pretty impressive houses in this area. And from a safety standpoint, it's worth remembering that the Norfolk Broads are very popular with pleasure cruising boats. After about a mile, we get to see our first wind pump, which is Boardman's Mill. We also couldn't help but notice this very pretty boat as we were passing How Hill. More details on that one in a minute. "10 minutes later and we reach our next wind pump, which is Turf Fen Mill. There are many mills in the Norfolk Broads, mainly because the area was originally marshland. The wind pumps were built to drain the marshland so that farmers could use it for crops and also for animal grazing. At its peak there were over 300 mills, both pumps and also for grinding grain, in the Norfolk Broads. On our return past How Hill, there were two ladies sitting outside a gazebo who cried out to us and said, "Hey, would you like to visit a Norfolk Wherry?" We were intrigued, so we stopped to find out what was going on. Wherries were once a very common type of boat that could be found on the Norfolk Broads. Originally used for transporting goods, some of them were converted as pleasure craft. This wherry, called Ardea, meaning heron in Latin, is one of only 8 that remain in working order. It's been beautifully restored both in and out, and it was a pleasure to visit. Currently operated by a company called Wherry Yacht Charter, it is available for scheduled and also private excursions. After a pleasant interlude, we were back in our boats on the River Ant and heading towards Barton Broad. This time we crossed Barton Broad from the south to the north, keeping to the eastern bank. At the top end of the Broad, we entered the River Ant again. And there's a live Ardea. Once more, it's only about a mile until you reach Hunsett Mill. Hunsett is particularly picturesque. We paddled on up the River Ant for about 20 minutes more before deciding to turn around and head back. On the approach to Barton Broad, there's a channel that heads off to the right towards Barton Turf. To add a bit of variety, we decided to take it this time. As it was drizzling by now, we decided to have lunch in the boats. Then it was back onto Barton Broad and down the western side to return back to our start. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video of windmills and wherries on the River Ant in the Norfolk Broads, and until next time, stay safe on the water.